5 minutes ago died in an accident RIP legendary actress Taylor Swift. Goodbye Taylor Swift. Hope keep watching for more details. Hi guys, what's up? My name is Alana. Welcome back to my channel. Like this video and enjoy this video. Don't miss the main topic of this video, so let's start the latest update. Jamie Lee Curtis, whose name is synonymous with Hollywood fidelity, has appeared on film for more than 40 years. Jamie Lee Curtis was born on November 22, 1958, in Santa Monica, California, to renowned Hollywood parents Tony Curtis and Janet Lee. Growing up in a family that was heavily involved in the entertainment industry made it almost inevitable that Jamie would be drawn to the industry. But her career as an actress didn't start out as quickly as one might have thought. After graduating from high school, where she was a cheerleader, Jamie went off to the University of the Pacific because she had ambitions beyond the glitz. Instead of letting rejection deter her, Jamie discovered a passion for acting that ignited her spirit with determination in her heart. She made the brave decision to drop out of college and choose her dream of becoming an actress. Little did she know that this step of faith would ultimately prove to be a turning point in her life. Jamie auditioned for the role of Nanny Drew, the famous Sinan detective, but narrowly missed out on the part. As a young woman being pursued by a relentless mass killer, Jamie Lee Curtis made her big screen debut in John Carpenter's classic horror movie Halloween. Little did they know that this role would solidify her reputation as Hollywood's reigning scream queen. Her betrayal of Laurie Strode was nothing short of mesmerizing, and it was a performance that not only displayed her talent, but also her capacity to connect with audiences emotionally as the screams of Halloween fans echoed in the entertaining comedy Trading Places. Curtis showed off her comedic skills alongside Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. This set the groundwork for a career that would span several genres as Curtis continued to develop as an actress. When Jamie Lee Curtis debuted in 1988's A Fish Named Wanda, she elicited the laughter that would later serve as a premonition of her future success in comedy. Jamie Lee Curtis was far from a one-hit wonder in the world of comedy. From 1989 to 1992, she appeared on television in the sitcom Anything But Love with the trio of T.I. and Kevin Kline. Her performance as Wendy West, a con artist, was nothing short of brilliant. Her impeccable comedic timing and on-screen chemistry would make John C.L.E. and Kevin Kline made A Fish Called an instant classic. Never one to back down from a challenge, Curtis' remarkable performance in the series garnered her a well-deserved Golden Globe Award. Jam with Jane Cameron's True Lies, in which she starred with the great Arnold S.A.R. Curtis, once again defied expectations by betraying Helen Tasker. She entered the world of action movies. Her versatility as an actress was demonstrated by her role as a woman caught up in the whirlwind of her husband's hidden life as a spy. In True Lies, Curtis's physical prowess is displayed alongside her skill in blending between different generations of video games. When Jamie Lee Curtis' career soared to new heights, her performance garnered her a second Golden Globe Award, establishing her position as a Hollywood powerhouse. Around the age of 25, her personal life also changed as a result of R&D. After ending a relationship, Curtis was going through a time of change and self-discovery. On a Facebook day, as she and her friend Jim Lay were flipping through a Rolling Stone magazine, a picture of a man named Christopher Guest caught their attention. Although they didn't know who Guest was at the time, Curtis immediately had an intuitive feeling that he was the man she had been looking for. Deborah, a friend of Curtis's who was familiar with Christopher Guest's work, in particular with the cult film This Is Spinal Tap, was the person Curtis confided in. Deborah knew Guest agent through a connection, so Curtis made the move right away. She called Guest agents and left her contact information, which set in motion a series of events that would change her life for the better. As the dates turned into weeks, Curtis continued living her life and even started dating someone else. but she and her nouveau both knew their relationship had an expiration date. The incident happened when Jacqueline Curtis took her then-partner to the airport for a lengthy business trip. As they kissed goodbye, they both realized it was their last farewell from the airport. Curtis planned to go to Hugo's restaurant in West Hollywood with her friends for dinner, but she had no idea that destiny had other plans for her. As Curtis walked in, she noticed a familiar stranger, Christopher Guest, whose eyes locked hers, creating an instant connection. Guest said, "I'm the guy you called," and Curtis responded, "I'm the woman who caught you with that simple change of plans." The uncommon Jamla Curtis and Christopher alliance has them speculating. Curtis offers a straightforward but profound piece of advice for couples seeking longevity in their marriages. Don't leave acknowledging the difficulty of this task. Having witnessed a dramatic separation of her famous parent, Curtis is all too familiar with the difficulties of maintaining a long-lasting relationship. Curtis uses the experience of a long bus travel to illustrate his thesis. Even if it may be monotonous and exhausting, if one persists long enough, the surroundings start to alter. Jam, a testament to the enduring power of love and partnership. In a field where relationships are frequently transient, Curtis and Christopher Guest have successfully navigated the ups and downs of life together. They embrace the complexities and flaws of their marriage, while also acknowledging that a wonderful, complicated, imperfect life is actually a very real marriage. After being married in 1985, Jaika and Christopher Guest yearn to start a family of their own. But they confront a special struggle that makes Curtis and Guest stand as a bright example of what can be accomplished when two people are sincerely committed to one another. For Curtis and Guest, adoption was not just a choice, it was the only opportunity to experience a choice of parenthood. However, being a famous couple in Hollywood brought its own set of challenges to the adoption process. People treated them like royalty and were frequently too intimidated to even meet their gates. Nevertheless, Curtis and Guest's journey led them down the road of adoption. Jay Curtis and Christopher Guest adopted Annie when she was 8 years old. The adoption of Annie was a profoundly transformative experience for Curtis. It marked the beginning of their journey as a family, one that is united not by blood, but by an unbreakable bond of love. The couple's desire to expand their family would never go away, and in 2020, when their daughter Ruby came out as transgender, their family story took yet another remarkable turn. Ruby's journey was one of self-discovery, and her parents unconditionally loved and supported her in all aspects of who she was. Nevertheless, what made Ruby's adaptation even more unique was her jam. Lee Curtis had a crucial role in her birth, and for the actress as an adoptive mother, the sensation of holding her newborn daughter and taking her home was nothing short of extraordinary. The complexity of the identity, particularly for children who have experienced loss and separation, is a topic that Lee Curtis believes all adoptive parents should deeply consider. Curtis prioritized understanding the profound impact that adoption has on both parents and children. She recognized that the adoption process is a two-way street filled with moments of joy and moments of sadness. Many people have been impacted by Curtis' openness and desire to share her family's journey, including the difficulties and joys of adoption. But on the fateful day in October 2021, a dreadful health crisis started to take hold of her. Jan Lee Curtis was given an awful prognosis. Cancer in colon. Jimmy didn't waste any time in facing her diagnosis head-on. She stopped acting right away to focus on her health. The road ahead was challenging, requiring surgery and participation in chemotherapy sessions. In the weeks after her diagnosis, Jimmy was aware that she would face a difficult battle because colon cancer is a powerful foe. Jimmy had surgery to remove the abnormal growth, which is frequently the first line of defense against colon cancer. While it was obviously a difficult procedure, the goal was to remove the cancerous mass and any nearby afflicted tissue. After surgery, Jamie was able to recover because to her willpower and the love of her family. Jimmy Arden underwent a difficult treatment regimen. Colon cancer is one of the numerous cancer forms that is commonly treated with chemotherapy, which uses potent medications to target and kill cancer cells. Despite the possible adverse effects of chemotherapy, such as nausea, exhaustion, and hair loss, Jamie is unflappable throughout the procedure. Jamie made a stunning recovery despite all odds. After receiving her diagnosis, she resumed her acting profession a month later with the same charisma that has won over audiences for years. Her triumph in return was a monument to her fortitude and resolve to face life head-on, but the fight wasn't over yet. In October 2022, a year after her initial diagnosis, the cancer returned with a vengeance. Jan Lee's encounter with her at another trying time in her life was a tragic turn of events for someone who had already displayed such tenacity and bravery in the face of difficulty. Jimmy wasted no time in obtaining treatment for the recurrent cancer. On October 20, 2022, she underwent another surgery. Tragically, Jimmy showed incredible strength and tenacity during this recovery process. Within a month, she was back on her feet and prepared to face the world. Jim's difficulties with the house weren't done when, in March 2023, she was given yet another dire prognosis, this time for breast cancer. This gadget can be disastrous for women with breast cancer, which is one of the most prevalent types of cancer. Jamie was aware that in order to take on this new challenge, she would need to muster every ounce of her inner strength. Jamie had yet another operation as part of her fight against breast cancer, but this time there were significant difficulties. Surgical complications can be terrifying and difficult to recover from. Jim's health is still precarious. She underwent multiple hospitalizations and medical procedures as she battled a variety of issues in the months that followed. Despite the setback, she persisted in her struggle with incredible resiliency and a tremendous will to survive. Sadly, on October 6, 2023, Jim Curtis passed away from her sickness at the age of 64, despite the illness's unrelenting progression and the enormous toll it had on her body. Her loss was a heartbreaking time for her family, friends, and fans around the world. She left behind a legacy of bravery and a dedication to living life to the fullest despite overwhelming obstacles. Thanks for watching my video.